Welcome back to the Pretty Please podcast. I have a new guest for you all, Nathalia Ferreira, mommy, founder of Fit Girl Thinks community, and all the things. Welcome, Nathalia.
Thank you so much. So
We're,
excited to be here.
we're excited to have you. I mean, before we dive into everything, I'd love to learn more about who you are, everything that has led you up to this point, before you built your amazing community. Let's dive into it all.
Okay. So I was born in Brazil. I'm not going all the way back there,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just so there's that reference. I was born in Brazil and I came here at an early age, was raised in Connecticut. So most of my life has been in Connecticut. I was there for about 20 years or so. And while I was in Connecticut, I got married in Connecticut. I had my child in Connecticut.
Oh.
And I started my fitness journey there. But my fitness journey actually started from I like to say it started in my surviving mode.
Mm,
And it's where, years later today, has led me to build a community of pretty much just tapping into like that girl back there who she needed at that
yeah,
time.
yeah.
But it started there. So I got married very young. I was 19 years old.
Wow. Oh my God.
And by the time I was 25, I already had a child.
Yeah.
And it was a very troubled, very toxic marriage.
Hmm.
My ex-husband is an alcoholic. And it was very damaging for a very long time. And in the process of the marriage and then having my child, I really lost my identity.
Yeah, you lost yourself in it all.
I did.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm telling myself, no, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. It's so easy when you look back and you look at yourself and you're like, why did you put up with
Mm.
this? But when you're in survival mode,
Mhm.
you still have hope,
Yeah.
and everyone around you is telling you, no, it's okay. It's going to go away.
Well, also too, when you're in survival mode, I feel like you're so clouded that you don't even see like, okay, no, this is a bigger deal than what I think it is. You're like, oh, okay, that's normal, and you like kind of brush it under the rug.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And where you lose your power.
Yes. And you lose yourself.
You
Yeah.
completely. So I was in that mode for a very, very long time. And it's where I lost myself completely. I had no idea who I was at that point. There was a lot of toxicity, a lot of, mental games, manipulation that really led me to believe that I was not good enough. I was
Wow.
never going to find anything outside of that toxicity.
Yeah.
And so after I had my child, I actually gained 65 pounds during pregnancy.
Wow.
It
Okay.
was insane.
Yeah.
And I had always been a dancer, ballet, any type of dance
Yeah.
you can think of, but I had never stepped foot into the gym. And at that point, through a lot of just again, the word has to be toxicity. I started working out to lose weight, but also because I was constantly being compared to other women.
Yeah.
I was constantly being told, why can't you look like this? Why
Mhm.
can't you be more like that? And I started working out because I was like, I'm gonna lose weight and I'm gonna look like her and
Mhm.
and then he's definitely gonna he
Yeah.
has to love me. He
Yeah.
has to
You're gonna prove
change.
him wrong. Yeah.
You know. But that's where everything changed.
Mhm. You
The
were just
more I
sharp.
started doing it,
Mhm.
the more I realized how good it made me feel.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm feeling good about myself and thinking maybe I am better than this and
Mhm.
maybe I can do better. But because of my child being so young, I stayed like many,
Of course.
you
Yeah.
know, stay for my child. He's going to change for my child. So, long story long, I pushed through another 7 years, 8
Wow.
years.
Okay.
It was, I thought I was protecting my child the whole time. And it wasn't until my child literally looked at me and said, I've had enough. And at that point, everything changes. It's almost like you're wearing glasses
Mhm.
and the, glasses fall off and you see everything for what it is and how dark it is and how terrible it is. And I said no more. But at that point, I had a very successful studio in Connecticut.
Mhm.
I owned a studio we had at one point 300 women as
Wow.
members.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was honestly what kept me going during that time because I would bring my child there and those women would literally help me raise him.
Mhm.
And in that community that I had in my studio, I started finding support. I wouldn't tell them what was going on, but they noticed.
Mhm.
I would come in sad
Mm.
and they would sometimes even just a hug or a smile
Yeah.
would change
Of
everything.
course. Yeah.
And I had the studio for 5 years and that was my community. I lived for them. I did everything for them. My child was there with me. I have a picture of him when he was 3 years old, wiping like the mirrors clean. It was our
Aw.
life.
Yeah.
And it was something that gave me a lot of purpose at that time. And at that point, I had to get out. So the only way I knew I was going to get out was if I moved to Florida, away from his family, away from more toxicity.
Yeah.
So I moved here to Florida, and in the whole process, I I was able to get out. I started building a new life, but it was very lonely.
Yeah. I can imagine. How long ago did you move to Florida?
10 years.
Okay, so you've been here for 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But I have a very big family in
Yeah.
Connecticut. I
It's
was here by
hard.
myself.
Yeah, it's lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My son was 7, 8 years old, and he he was just, not that he wasn't before, but it was just added push of
Yeah.
like, I need to thrive. I need to get out of survival mode. I need to do better for him.
Yeah.
And everything I have done since has 100% been for him. He just turned 16. I can't
Wow.
even believe it.
Yeah.
And
Well, he's 16. He looks like a lot more mature and older in age in the sense of like he looks like a grown man, like a small grown
I
man. Oh my
know
God. Okay.
it's scary.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I've always been very honest with him.
Yeah.
I try to protect him as much as I could
Yeah.
until he started
Asking.
opening up with me and
Yeah.
even trying to protect me, and I didn't
Yeah.
want him to step into that role. So I started deviating the focus of our lives into being more like about how active we could be, how much we could be doing things that are for other people. And
Yeah.
I started to I tried to change the narrative so that he could see the good in the world, even though he had witnessed so much toxicity.
Mm-hmm. That's
Um, and I'm very blessed that he is a very, very kind
yeah.
young man.
Yeah.
He's very empathetic. And he started like his own health and fitness journey in the process. He hasn't stuck to it enough,
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But he sees everything that I did and everything that I went through, and it also fuels him.
That's amazing.
To me, that's all I need.
Yeah. Well, that's a testament of like who you are and what you've been through to see that like your son is seeing that and he also wants to kind of like mimic that in a sense. It's just a testament of your mothering to him.
He,
Yeah.
you know, I know that some people say that this is wrong, but he really is my best friend.
Yeah.
And it's really because we've built that relationship.
Yeah.
And in that process, he has been with it. He has been with me through everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has been with me through um the studio, then us moving here. And then while I was here, I started my own fitness community years ago. That's what I've been doing on my Instagram. And he has always been a part of it. He would go with me when I was teaching like meditations, and he would go with me when I was teaching boot
Yeah.
camp.
He was on the journey with
He
you.
was with me,
Yeah.
yes or yes. So, and to me, that's very important because everything that I'm doing with Fit Girl Things now, a lot of times he comes and he does my social media with
Oh, that's
me.
amazing.
Um,
Okay. So he's super involved.
Super.
Yeah.
And to me, that is important because he is part of that story.
Yeah.
Even though it's like Fit Girl Things,
Mm-hmm.
the premise of it is if any girl, any woman is out there feeling lonely, feeling like they don't belong, feeling that they're not good enough, and they just need to be seen, heard, or understood,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I built this community.
That's amazing.
And he understands that.
Yeah.
And after every event, he hugs me. He always asks me the same thing. How was it?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, it was great. He's like, no. How do they feel?
Oh, I love that. And he's
And
16 and he's
yes,
like thinking about these things. That's amazing.
it makes all the difference for
Yeah.
me. And then he says to me, I'm proud of you.
Oh.
So it's like, there's that part of me that every time he says that, I go back and I think, if after everything we've done, if the mess that I lived in becomes this message and he's proud of me
Yeah,
for
that's all
it,
that matters. Yeah, you're good.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
game on.
Wow, that's amazing. I knew a little bit about like your journey, but I didn't know all of that. So I'm really happy you got to share because I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people go through like really difficult things, especially in their like relationships. And it takes a lot of courage to like wake up and be like, I deserve better and I can do better and really walk away. A lot of people don't get the opportunity to walk away or, continue to stay in it. So I'm really happy that, you were able to like see that and step out and do better, not only for yourself, but for your son, of course. So that's how this amazing community, Fit Girl Things, was built. So tell me about Fit Girl Things. When did you start it? I know like the purpose behind it, but tell me a little bit more about like the creative thought process that you had before you built the community.
So because I've been in fitness for a very long
Mhm.
time, I think I turned 40 in December.
Okay, you look amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
She does not look anywhere near 40, just so you guys know.
Thank you.
You look
I've been
amazing.
investing heavily on my skin
Yes.
for that.
All the treatments.
All my
Yeah.
treatments, yes. Um, but about like when I was 38,
Mhm.
I started realizing like my body can't handle all the fitness and classes and everything that
Yeah.
like there was a point that I was teaching 13 to 15 classes a week
Wow.
and my body was shot. I
Yeah.
developed an autoimmune condition because of the stress that I was imposing on my body
Wow.
and plus the mental and emotional stress of everything. And I said, okay, I need to figure something out. And at the time, I started thinking, okay, I'm going to do something where like I've seen that the beauty and fashion industry, they have like talked about the best of fashion, the best of wellness and the best of beauty, but no one had done it for fitness. So I was like, you know what? Let's see where this goes. So I started a little like almost like a journalistic venture
Mhm.
of mine. By the way, one of my dreams was to be a journalist. So like I was like
Really?
super excited
Oh,
to
that's
do that.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, let me see where this goes. And I was like, I'm going to start a blog and a website and everything. And I started. And when I started, it caught on very fast. And it was really exposing about like the best that South Florida has to offer for
Yeah.
fitness.
Yeah.
But I was constantly being asked to do more things that were girls,
Yeah.
like more like female oriented.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I always tried to find a way to turn all of that I went through
Mhm.
into something. Like I wanted to take my surviving into this thriving period and make something beautiful out of it. And my goal was always, how can I do it to where I help someone?
Yeah.
So, in the whole process of turning 40, I started really being hard on myself of like, what have you been doing? Like,
Mm.
you said you were going to help people. You said you were going to, even just share your story and you're not doing that. Like, what are you doing with yourself? And that was like my
Wake up.
existential crisis
Yeah. Yeah.
that led to a wake up call of like,
Yeah.
okay, how can I do this? And I started thinking, what set me free?
Mhm.
Because it's not on anybody else's time. When you're in a toxic relationship, it's not about what other people say to you.
Yeah.
Actually, what people say to you sometimes is more
Makes it worse.
damaging.
Yeah. You got to do it for yourself on
It's
your
your
own time.
time,
Yeah.
100%. But what empowered me to get there was knowledge and movement.
Mhm.
And it became my safe haven. Fitness became my therapy and studying about new workouts and wellness and studying about how supplements can help my mental health and everything that I started studying said that power a little bit more and a
Yeah.
little bit more until I broke free knowing that I could stand on my 2 feet because I built me.
Mhm.
Like I became my Michelangelo that
Yeah.
I was literally like little by little
Yeah.
putting together without even realizing.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that's it. And I remember moving here and feeling so alone and thinking, I wish I had one person, two people, a group of people that would just understand how this therapy of mine has helped me and how they can relate and share stories with them. And when I built that a little bit of that community years ago, I was so happy.
Mhm.
And I said, you know what? Maybe this is it. So I combined that little journalistic adventure that I had with this need and nagging of let's do something about this. And Fit Girl Things was born.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what would you say is like the primary like concept of Fit Girl Things? What is it all about? What can people expect of your community?
So being experienced in my 40s
Yeah.
means that I went through the whole Gossip Girl era.
Yeah.
And when I was putting everything together, I was like, you know, I want to build a community that's sassy and empowered. And so Fit Girl Things became like a Gossip Girl version of fitness,
Mm,
where the idea behind it is it's your one and only source for all things fit in a girl's world.
okay. Love that.
So that's where you can come to find out what the newest technology is for beauty treatments.
Mhm.
What, you know, what you're supposed to be doing for if you're working out and
Yeah.
you're on your period, or
Yeah.
whatever information that you need to get so
Yeah.
that it feeds that knowledge side of you.
Mhm.
But also we have, so that feeds into the digital part of the
Yes.
collective.
Yeah, because you don't just host community events, you also do things online where you're, posting blogs and having info sessions online, things like that.
Correct. So we've done virtuals
Yeah.
where we've paired up with a supplement company to talk about cortisol.
Yeah.
We've paired up with a psychiatrist who spoke about, you know, mental health and how the way you speak to yourself and about yourself
It's
affects everything that you're doing at the gym.
yeah.
So it's more than just like, let's get together and work out
Yeah,
together.
I love that it's not just like a community aspect, but there's like the knowledge and like let me teach you and let's learn together about like, the total like well-being of ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, that's important
Of course.
because that is where behind the scenes I was fueling.
Mhm.
That was like the little things that I was doing
Yeah.
to build myself up. And then the community aspect of things was where I was coming and finding, like bringing that together and feeling whole.
Okay.
So that's what I wanted to do with Fit Girl Things. So Fit Girl Things is a digital and in real life collective
Mm.
where we have the digital side of things to expose the knowledge, to expose the new and hot things that are coming up in
Yeah.
fitness and wellness. And then we have the in real life where we do the community event,
That's
which I love.
amazing. Yes, we love the community events. Tell me a little bit more in the sense of obviously Miami is like a hot spot for like health and wellness and fitness, and there are a lot of communities that not necessarily that do the digital aspects. So I love that kind of like sets you apart as well. What would you say is kind of like the unique aspect about Fit Girl Things compared to, not to compare it to all other
Hmm.
fitness groups or communities, but like what makes you guys special and what makes you guys unique?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I do like about all the communities that are popping up
Yeah.
is that finding the right flow of those events complements each other.
Yes.
But with Fit Girl Things, what I try to do different is we're not just going after one workout. We're not just going after one style of moving your body or
Yeah.
taking care of yourself. The way that we do the events is we theme it so that the girls can come and actually find out and meet, whether it's VO coming and educating them on B12 shots and
Yeah.
the treatments that you guys offer, paired with a Pilates class, which
Mhm.
is getting them to move.
Yeah.
So I think that that's what differentiates us, is that it's not just about coming and working out. It's really about coming, finding the workout
Mhm.
that we're doing that day, exploring it, potentially even doing something that you've never done before,
Yes.
but also pairing it with whatever brand activations we have going on
Mm.
that allows you to explore what your area has to offer. So
Love
we
that.
partner with studios,
Mhm.
we partner with med spas, we partner with any type of brand that has something to offer. And my goal is I do not want my community to stay within the four walls of our
Of
community.
course. Yeah.
I want it to be like, this is where you get introduced to the Fit Girl Things,
Yeah.
but here's how you can keep that going in your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. I love that. It's kind of not a directory, but in a sense, it's like you're showing up everything the area has to offer as
Yeah.
well. And it's not just about this one workout or anything like that, which is nice, especially for people who are newer to the area and like are wanting to explore and they don't know everything. And it's nice because you're also connecting people, right?
Mhm.
Like they get to meet like-minded women at these events and really build like a connection and a potential friendship from it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I recently, like, I hosted a dinner for a few of the girls, just to kind of like, I like to listen to what they have to say. Like,
Yeah.
it's so important as entrepreneurs to take a seat and actually let your audience speak because they are literally telling you everything you need to know to
Yeah.
make your brand, business, community successful.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we get so busy with the day to day that we forget that.
Mhm.
So I wanted to take a step back and actually listen to what they had to say. And I would say that out of the 12 girls that were there, maybe 3 of them hadn't physically been to an event. And I did that on purpose because I wanted to hear what they would like to see if they were at an event. And it was incredible to hear that all the girls that had been to an event, the number one thing that they said that they love the community. And in every survey that we do, the community answers the same thing. Thank you for creating a safe space
Mhm.
where I met girls that understand me.
Yeah.
Thank you for creating like just an environment where I feel seen.
Mhm.
Because some girls come and they've never worked out in their life,
Yeah. Yeah.
but they feel welcomed.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, because honestly, some of those communities or even workout classes can be intimidating, especially if you've like never done it before. And like I said, Miami is such a like what health and wellness hub that it gets intense down here. And sometimes you're looking and you're like, I can't do this, I can't do that. They all look so fit, so
Yeah.
toned, and you're like comparing yourself, and you're like, where am I? Like, you know. So
Yeah.
it's nice that they can feel like welcome and they feel like supported and they feel like safe in a sense.
Yeah. And especially for us women,
Yeah.
like no matter where you are in your fitness journey or not, you constantly have that little voice in your head, that until you really learn to quiet
Yeah.
that voice can be damaging.
Uh-huh.
So if
100%.
you put yourself in a situation where you're with other girls and your voice is telling you that their voice is telling them this and this and this about you, you're not going to open up.
Mhm.
You're not going to attend an event. You're not
Yeah.
going to build a community. You're going to stay in your own little corner. And that's where we don't thrive
Yeah,
there.
and
We
it can
need
get dark
community.
too. Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
So I love the fact that they feel safe in the
Mhm.
community to put themselves out there. And there was a girl that actually came to my event that she was talking to me a couple of weeks later, and she was like, "Did you know that the job that I have now, I got because I was at your event and I told someone that I was looking for a job and she connected me with this
No
brand?"
way.
And I was like, "Are you serious?"
That's
She's like, "Yeah."
amazing.
And then there are other girls that they've become best
Best friend.
friends. They do everything together and they
Yeah,
go to every single event that I have together
together.
now.
That's amazing. And it must feel so good, like, knowing that you were able to, like, make these connections happen and,
I
you're a
feel like
part
a
of that
proud
story.
mama.
Yeah, you're a part of that story. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, so tell me what is it like or how do you kind of balance? I mean, I know there's no such thing as balance, but you're a working mom, you have this community, like, how do you handle you're raising a young man, like, how do you handle everything? I know every time I talk to you, you're always like, go, go, go. You have a million things going on. So like, I don't want to say how do you handle it at all, because I mean, most people like you got to give them grace because it's hard. So like, what do you do to like balance it? And I say it in quotations because there's no really perfect balance, but what do you do to kind of balance it all and to keep yourself sane, right? And your mental health and not go crazy.
Honestly, it is so tough
Yeah.
nowadays. It's so tough, especially because when you are someone like my personality thrives on chaos.
Hmm.
And I try to fight that for so long, and
Yeah.
that would just add more stress, more pressure on me. So what I've realized is, yes, I'm a personality and a person that thrives on chaos. However, there is a way to steer that to where it's not driving me insane and I'm not driving my family insane.
Hmm.
I would be lying if sometimes my family doesn't have to look at me and say, "Hey, you need to take a break."
Mm.
Because I am the person that will keep going and going and going and going. And sometimes I need to be reminded. But what I try to do the best that I can is, and as simple as it sounds, is I need to just remind myself to be kind to myself.
Hmm.
And the reason why I say that is because when you're being a perfectionist, when you are being, I can do it all, when you step into that role, you lose sight of yourself
Hmm.
and you just sometimes you forget to eat,
Yeah.
sometimes you forget to, go for a walk,
Yeah.
and you have to remind yourself to be kind enough to yourself to say no.
Yeah.
I need to put this computer down. I need to go outside. And that is something that I have been very adamant about of just being that kind to myself. And it reminds me of all the things that I should be doing in the process. Like there are things that I schedule and
Mhm.
I will not like budge on. Like
Yeah.
my skin
Yeah,
treatments
yeah.
give me
You won't
so
deviate
much.
from.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
yeah.
No, that is me time.
Yes.
And when I'm on that, like I'm laying there and I'm getting my face done and everything, I disconnect 100%.
Mhm.
And I feel whole.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm being put back together.
yeah,
And there are times where I will close my computer and I won't touch it for like 2 to 3 days
yeah.
because I need the mental break.
Yeah.
And it's where I'm the most creative. It is where the best ideas come from, even business wise.
Mm.
And it's where I can make sense of things. And then I come back and I feel 100% better
Because you
and
had
I'm
that
not
clarity.
overwhelmed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had that clarity. Are there specific things that you like to do personally when you feel burnt out, or any like tips and tricks that you want to share with the girls? And it could be anything, whether it's certain activities that you like to do, or whether it's a jog or a run, or whatever it is. Is there, or even go to your favorite restaurant? Is there something specific that you like to do when you're feeling overwhelmed or burnt out?
So my primary go-to is I love to walk.
Okay. Yeah.
I love it.
Be
Like,
outside, get fresh air.
and I walk with no headphones.
Hmm.
I
That's
leave
good.
my phone at home.
Okay.
It is literally where I disconnect.
Okay.
Like, my family knows if my phone is at home and I'm walking,
Hmm. That's it.
figure
Yeah.
it out,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, because it is my time. The other thing too is I am that person that many memes have been written about where if you see me at a random hour washing the dishes, vacuuming, cleaning my closet,
Yeah.
that is me decompressing.
Okay.
And I love doing that.
Yeah.
I disconnect from the world and I do that. But my walks are just getting sun on my skin,
Yeah.
feeling that it reminds me that I am alive.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's where I do my best like self-talk.
Hmm.
I am my best self.
Yeah. And it's scientifically proven too that like being outside, getting that like direct sunlight, it like brightens your mood, energy wise, things like that. Because a lot of times we're so like, again, like you said, so focused on the task at hand. You're in front of like the UV computer light, your device, your phone all day, taking in all this like crazy content, all the LED lights, all of that. And then like it's like you don't even step out for like 24, 48 hours
Yeah.
because you're so consumed.
Yeah. I have my Apple Watch
Mhm.
and I track my steps.
Yeah.
I am not tracking my steps, honestly, because of the 10K
Yeah.
vibe
Yeah.
thing. But I do track my steps because if I see that I've only walked 3,000 steps today
Yeah.
and it's 8 o'clock at night, that tells me that I had a very unhealthy way of treating my
Yeah.
body that day.
Yeah.
It means that I sat down most of the day, I was on the computer most of the time, and that is not what I want from my lifestyle.
Hmm.
So I track that because I want to be better and do better.
Hmm.
And I will tell you that the age that my son is now is so fun
Hmm.
to just hang out with.
Yeah. Get to
So
do
a
stuff.
couple of times he has come up to me, he's like, do you want to go for a walk? And I know that I have a million things to do. Like just recently, 2 weeks ago, he came up to me, he goes, we haven't been to the beach in so long. Can we just go to the beach?
I love that he reminds you of that though.
He
Yeah,
does.
that's good.
It's not always
Yeah.
because he's a
Yeah,
teenager,
of
he's doing his
course.
own thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like I do love the fact that um, he comes to me and many times I'll look at him and say, oh, 1 second, I'm busy. And that 1 second turns into
Hours.
hours. That's the truth. If I say anything different, I am not being truthful as a
Yeah.
mother because
Yeah.
the truth is that we
Yeah.
get caught up in everything that we're doing. But once in a while, it's so important for us to look at them and we're never getting them back at that
Of
point.
course.
Like they're
Yeah.
never going to be like that again. And
Yeah.
I wish so much that
Yeah.
I could just hold him tiny again.
Mhm.
But I can't live there
Mhm.
if I'm taking today for granted,
Yeah.
right? So
Right.
that day that he said to me, can we go to the beach? I had so much to do. I had an event 2 days after that day. And I shut my computer down and I said, absolutely. And we laid on the beach
Had the
and
best
he
time.
opened up about life to me
Oh.
in a way that like he hadn't in a while.
Yeah.
And sometimes we complain as mothers,
Mhm.
like, oh, our teenagers are so closed off. They don't want to hang out with us. Sometimes it's that they don't find the space to do
The
that.
safe space. All right. So the next question I have for you is, if Fit Girl Things can collaborate with any business or anyone, what would it be? Who would it be? What is like your dream collaboration?
Oh my God. That is, that's
It's a I know
wild.
it's a tough question because there's a lot of good like amazing things out there.
um, honestly, I think it's not even just about um like a brand.
Hmm.
I would love to just collaborate with any organization that puts women first.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that just for marketing purposes.
Yeah.
I have been very, 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 very blessed to have worked with some, like I just did an event with Tom. To
Wow.
me, that was
That's a
like,
big deal. Yeah.
I would love to do something with Lululemon.
Yeah.
Yes or yes. I would love to do something with just it's crazy. Maybe I should think bigger,
Yeah.
but I think more heart.
Hmm.
I like to talk to every brand that I partner up with because I need to make sure we're aligned.
Yeah. It has to make sense.
It has
Yeah.
to, not for me.
Yeah.
I don't think
For your
about it for
Yeah.
it has to be for the community.
Yeah.
So like if honestly, let's say Nike knocks on my door and the conversation, Nike, please don't hate me because I don't mean this. I'm just using this as an example. But the conversation is steered more towards their product.
Hmm.
That's not what I want.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how it's going to empower every woman. Let's talk about how it's going to align with whatever they're going through in their life. And so for me, it's not like a specific who do I dream of, is I dream of attracting any brand that's out there that understands the vision of my community and is willing to do that and put them
Yeah.
first.
I love that. Okay, so if you can think of one piece of advice that you would give women who are looking to make a change in their life, where would you tell them to start? I
Um,
know it's a broad question, but if someone says, Natalia, I need to pivot in my life, whether it's because of a relationship, work, whatever it is that they're doing, what is like the one place that you would tell them to start or something that you would tell them to start doing?
can I answer that in two parts?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say start where you feel you can follow through.
Okay.
It's not about what other people think you should
Yeah.
be doing. It's about what you know you're capable of. For some people, it means starting 5 minutes a day.
Yeah.
For others, it means going straight into 50 minutes, into cutting out, like they're going to cut every little bit of sugar
Yeah.
and they're going to thrive, while someone else, it's hard for them. And that takes a toll on your mental health.
Yeah.
I'd say that anyone that's going to start anything, do not just think of just your body.
Mhm.
Think of your mind. Your mental health is so important when it comes to any physical activity that you're going to do, because that's what's either going to, like, it's either going to push you to do it and keep you doing it, or it's going to push you to do it and then you're going to hate the process.
Mhm.
And hating the process is not fun.
Yeah. And you go back to square one.
You just go back
Yeah.
to square one.
Yeah.
And then the second part of that, something that changed my mind, something that changed my life is realizing that the voice in your head does not deserve the power that you give it.
I love
It
that.
just does not. I found so much freedom, and there is an author. His name is Mo. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right. Good dot. And I I've listened to the same podcast on repeat for 60 days. It was literally like a form of brainwashing myself.
Wow.
But that episode where he talks about the voice in your head is not you
Mhm.
freed me from years of self-sabotage, from years of wanting to start something and not following through,
Yeah.
from not believing in myself, and from forgiving that voice more power than it deserved.
Mhm.
I've lost so much that should have been thriving moments in my life,
Yeah.
and didn't it didn't deserve that. So ignore that voice in your head that's constantly telling you to doubt yourself and keep pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have not reached the point where you are proud of where you are,
Yeah.
you're not done yet.
Yeah.
You have to keep pushing.
Yeah. I love that. Honestly, it's so true because self-sabotage is like the worst. You know, you imposter syndrome is what it is. You know what I mean? You set to tell yourself, I want to do X, Y, and Z. And then you're like, am I good enough? Am I qualified enough? Am I this? Am I that? And then you drive yourself crazy and then you're stuck in the same position that you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and there's no progress that has been made.
Yeah. And a lot of times we do that to ourselves because that little voice in our head is also comparing our beginning to someone's middle.
Yes, that's true. Don't compare your journeys at
You
all.
can't. You
Someone's
can't.
chapter 20 versus, your chapter 1.
Yeah. And it's also your chapter 1 comes with a whole different set of baggage.
Yeah.
So there's so much that needs to unravel in your story before you can get to where that person is. Or maybe you will never reach that because you're meant for something bigger and you're meant for something better. And there is so much to be celebrated in that, but we hold ourselves back because we give that little voice in our head so much power
Yeah.
that it doesn't deserve. So I would say like that for me is the biggest lesson I've learned in my life.
Mhm.
Is that little voice deserves no attention
Yeah.
if it's
Second.
not on my side and it's on my terms.
Yeah.
So like many times I tell that voice, like it tries to creep up and I'm like, no, sit down,
Yeah. I love that.
you know?
I love that. So, next question is, what is one misconception about women's fitness that you want to change?
That we all have to look and be the same.
Mhm.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate it. And it's not about the color of the skin. It's not about the age. It's not about the ethnicity. It's nothing about that. Nothing. And if, as women, we realize that deep inside of us, we're all the same. We all have our insecurities.
Mhm.
We all have our problems. And we all just need an outlet to feel whole. We would thrive so much more.
Yeah, you're right.
And that kills me when people think that we have to like one another and we have to be like one another and we have to look like one another and let me go under the knife because that person looks like this and she gets more attention so I'll get more. No. We need to celebrate who we are, and if who we are is X, Y, and Z, then I am going to learn how to love X, Y, and Z. Can I make her better?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Right? Don't mess with my both sides.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you need to learn to love yourself the way you are so that you do not fall victim to you need to be like her and
Yeah.
you need to do like her and you need to speak like her. I hate that in fitness. That's even more like
Prominent.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's true. They say comparison's the thief of all joy because it really, once you get into that mode, it's like game over.
Mhm.
And then you're nitpicking at yourself for every little thing and the joy is just gone.
Yeah. And we all fall to it. I
Yeah, of
remember
course.
when I started going to the gym, I came from ballet and I was always very, very, very thin. I was very like ballet like,
Yeah.
except for my legs because I'm Brazilian.
Yeah. Got a little.
Yeah, I got a little. Uh-huh. But I remember I walked into a class at a gym and I was waiting. It was a hip hop class. I'll never forget this. And the instructor comes in and she's a little heavier. And I said to myself, that's the instructor? No, I'm not taking this class. And I was so embarrassed of myself
Yeah.
afterwards. And I realized how can we be that way? How embarrassing that we
Think that
do
way.
that,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I grew up in ballet. You have to look a certain way. You have to be a certain way. And I hated when people used to come to me and say, you don't look like her. And I imposed that on that teacher. And it was the best class I had ever taken.
Yeah.
And I put my head down. I walked up to that teacher and I told her, I literally said to her, I need to ask you to forgive me because I did something so wrong. And you know what she said to me? She said, do you know that I find power in that? I find power that people underestimate me.
Wow.
I was so proud of her
Yeah.
when she said that.
Yeah.
So
It fuels
proud
her.
of her.
Yeah.
That was literally, my son was 4 months old.
Mhm.
So that was 15 plus years ago. And I have never forgotten her for that. And I never forgotten how embarrassing I
Yeah.
was for
Wow.
doing that.
Yeah.
But that taught me a lesson of that we can be that.
Yeah.
We can't.
Yeah.
We need to do better. And I think we have started to do better. And I celebrate that women have changed a little bit of that. But I remember that day as one of the biggest lessons I've learned in my life. One, don't judge a book by its cover.
Of course.
And two, we are not all meant to look, act, and be the same.
Yeah.
We're not.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay, amazing. One final question, and then we're going to jump into rapid fire. What is one personal goal that you're working towards that right now that is bringing you excitement?
I want to see Fit Girl Things really level up to the point where it is helping more than just at an event, but it outreaching everywhere in the community to where women really do see it as a one source, but not just for the fit things, but for the community, for the support.
Yeah.
And I I do see this as becoming a brand that puts women first to potentially open new doors, to potentially get women to places where they belong to be and they belong there and they've maybe been held back. And I do really, 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 really hope that this is where I can one day look back at and say, and I already feel like I've done that, to be honest with you. Every time that I get,
Oh, okay. Your tears are welcome.
when I get in front of my community, I always tell them that for me, I look back as this woman looking back at that girl,
Mhm.
and I can say to her, we did good.
Yeah, you did great. You did great, and you should be
Thank
really
you.
proud of yourself. You've built an amazing community where women come together, they feel alone, they feel like they can relate, and you've developed a safe space for them. And you should be really proud of yourself for, where it was that you were and not letting that define who you are today, and that you've been able to come out of it and come out of it on top and, provide the space for other like-minded women. So you should be really proud of
Thank you.
yourself.
Thank you.
I can grab you a
I'm such a
tissue.
sap.
Do you want me to get a tissue? Let me grab one for you.
Sorry.
No.
I was gonna say I can literally wipe it on my dress. Thank you. Sorry, it's like the
Sorry.
it's
But
crazy because at every event when I say this, I cry every time.
yeah,
I don't.
it's emotional. I get it. I get it.
One of the things that I want to make sure that girls and women understand about Fit Girl Things is the way that I measure the success of this is when they leave,
Mhm.
I just want them to feel like they they're that much more empowered.
Mhm.
That's how I measure the success of this brand, and that's how I will always measure the success of this brand. It's not about and maybe that's why I haven't thought of my ideal partnership
Yeah.
because I do go into every event thinking, what are they gonna think? Well, how are they gonna feel?
Yeah.
You know, and the one thing that happens in every single one of my events is I give them 3 minutes to do a rapid meetup. Like it's like I call it
Speed
speed.
dating.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in 3 minutes, you witnessed it,
Yeah.
and they go crazy.
Yeah. It's
Da, da,
nice.
da, da, da.
Because you get them out of their shell. They're not just
Yeah.
sticking with the person they came with or like staying to themselves and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love that. And part of that is because I will always look at these events and its success based on did you meet someone?
Mhm.
Did you feel empowered?
Yeah.
And did you feel safe, seen, heard, understood?
Mhm.
And that's all I want. That's it.
Love that. That's amazing. Okay, let's get into some rapid fire. You don't need to explain yourself for these, so don't feel like you have
Now I'm
to
nervous.
just no, you're good. It's just a few quick questions. And then whatever comes to the top of your head, okay?
Okay.
All right, first question, audiobooks or physical books?
Audio.
Okay. Heated Pilates classes or non-heated?
Don't even get me started. Give me all the heat.
Heated.
All of
Right?
them.
I love a good heated class. Mat Pilates or reforming Pilates?
Mat Pilates.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Dream travel destination that you haven't been to yet?
Ooh. Ooh. I think Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Matcha or coffee?
Matcha.
Iced or cold or hot?
Ice.
Yeah. Even for me, in the even it could be dead of winter when I lived in Toronto. I
100%.
like, and I'm like iced, ice. All my coffees are always
Yeah.
iced.
I
I
feel
love
like
that.
they have a completely different taste when it's iced.
Yeah. One song that instantly boosts your mood when you hear it.
Anything from the Dirty Dancing soundtrack.
I love that. That's
Anything
good.
from it.
I love it. Okay. Let's see. It's supposed to be rapid fire. Smart. Okay. This is a spicy question. If you had to delete either Instagram or your favorite food from your life forever, which one's going first?
Oh man, you just made me think of sushi.
And I feel like you're always like you like your
I
sushi.
am
Yeah.
there 2 times a week.
Instagram or sushi girl, you gotta choose. What's going first?
I'm gonna say sushi.
Yeah?
Yeah, because Instagram is also where I keep up with
Yes.
like my family
Yes, you're
from
right.
long
Yeah,
distance.
I love that. Okay, well, thank you guys so much. And thank you, Natalia, for coming on and being vulnerable and really sharing, your story, your community. You're doing amazing work. And I mean, I'm sure I'm not only speaking for myself, but any single person who attends one of your events, like they feel leaving amazing. And you should
Yeah.
be really proud that you've built a community like that. So you guys can all go follow Natalia on Instagram. I'll drop her social media below, as well as her community, Fit Girl Things. Is there any upcoming events that you wanted to share?
Yes, we have our September end of summer sweat coming up. And then in October, we're actually doing something very special for breast cancer awareness. We don't
That's
have
awesome.
that announced yet,
Yeah.
but that's going to be a big one.
Amazing. So go follow the socials. I'm going to link them below so you guys can keep up with Natalia as well as Fit Girl Things. Thank you so much,
Thank
Natalia.
you.